Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Jamie Dawn, your professional psychic advisor, success coach, and evolutionary revolutionary. And today is Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. Thank you so much for your love, your support, your comments, for watching, sharing, and subscribing to these videos. And also, you can find me at jamiedawn.com, 12listen.com. And a reminder that I will be on 12 Radio as a guest with Jenny Johnson for Visionary Shifts, and that is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So if you can join us in the Facebook chat room, it would be great to have you, or just listen on your computer or tune in on your mobile app. So it's 12radio.com, and that's tomorrow on Monday, the 23rd. And here we are today with this beautiful Capricorn energy that is being activated exponentially for us as we keep talking about the stellium that'll be happening in January, on January 10th through the 12th. And the reason it's such big news is that it has been centuries since we've had this particular configuration. And I'm sure many of you are already feeling the buildup of the Capricorn pressure and all that it holds, with Saturn, and Pluto has been there for quite some time, for 2.5 years now. And also now we have Jupiter in Capricorn. The sun now has moved into Capricorn. And of course, the big news is this week's new moon solar eclipse in Capricorn. And we are officially in the Cancer Capricorn eclipse season, and that will continue throughout 2020. So I want to just emphasize that as we are moving into this new year, into the 2020 decade, we are finishing a 33-year cycle, a 20-year cycle. We are also embracing a new decade. We're finishing a decade on the calendar and starting a new one. So if you notice, here we have this week, which I think is so big and it's so precious, and it's going to set things up for us in a way that we can truly believe and know that our reality, our physical structures, the things that we can tangibly touch, taste, feel, see, all of our senses engaged, are available to us. And that if we can continue to create on purpose, if we can continue to make choices and respond to whatever is showing up in a real purposeful way, then we can truly create a reality that's in alignment with our values, that's in alignment with the betterment of humanity. Saturn's going to be moving into Aquarius this year. It will retrograde back into Capricorn, but we are going to get a taster of Saturn in Aquarius. And I'm pointing to that only because where we're going on the bigger scale, we are humans and we're in this thing called life together. That's the emphasis. And so in 2020, we are going to be destroying, I'm using the word destroy in a really powerful way because I want you guys to understand this. We are going to be destroying any structure, any organization, any system that doesn't support the betterment of our human experience. So while that is exciting and encouraging, because some of us, most of us, are probably done with all of these things that we feel we've been kind of carrying around with us, slugging around, that sort of thing. We're ready to get rid of the shit sack. Maybe that's the best way of saying it. And here's Pluto. It's been chipping away at it. Well, 2020, with all this Capricorn emphasis, it's going to continue to say, that doesn't serve you. Get rid of it. And we're ready to get rid of it. But I'll just emphasize that as we go through the getting rid of things process, there can be painful moments. There's a sense of loss. There's a sense of letting go. And the emphasis continues also with surrender, And a lot of times I just want to encourage, when I use the word surrender, that doesn't mean giving up and becoming a jellyfish and just nothing matters. But surrender is, okay, I need to just not push the river. I need to go with the flow. What can I control? What can I command in this moment? And how do I show up fully in this moment? And the things that I can't control, and I can't make somebody do something, I can't make somebody want something. I can't, those are the kind of things that I can see if I can relax into it and just go, okay, I've done my part. The other emphasis I want to say is that 2020 and this week with this new moon solar eclipse, it's all about integrity. It really is. Or am I being integral in my relationships, in my use of my resources, in the way that I show up in the world? And this week, we've got a Sun trining Uranus, Sun in Capricorn trining Uranus in Taurus on Christmas Eve. So 2 days from now. And I love this because it's going to ignite maybe sudden bursts of creativity and energizing and going, this is my purpose. This is what I know I'm here to do. And I know this is how I need to show up for myself, with others, in my family structures, in my world structures, in my organizational structures at work or whatever. And so we're going to have these wonderful bursts of inspiration that can truly support us. And also we've got Jupiter moving closer to the south node, so it may stir up some things that from our past that we feel maybe is karmic, or that we feel is repetitive, that continues these patterns that continue to emerge in expanding them. And when these patterns show up, we can say, if we're willing to take on our consciousness, our awareness, then we're able to go, oh, I recognize when that happens, this is how I want to respond to it. Or here's something that is working for me. Let me see if I can expand upon it and do more of that. This week is a great week to create new habits, ritual, ceremony. It's a wonderful time to be able to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to let go of all these things that don't serve, and I'm going to start something new. And I'm going to start it small. Even though Jupiter's involved, we think big and we think, okay, I have a goal that I'm going to lose X amount of pounds, or I'm going to stop smoking, or I'm going to stop drinking, or I'm going to, all these things. And while these are absolutely wonderful goals to have, remember that it's a day by day basis. And what can we really commit to? And in my exploration around this feeling of commitment, I believe that commitment is birthed from desire. What do I desire? Why do I desire this? And I'm not talking about just emotional, When I say desire, it's more of this is in alignment with my values. This is how I want to show up with myself and with others. That's what we're going to be working with. On Christmas Day, we've got, like I say, in the evening, we've got that new moon solar eclipse. So that means that the sun and the moon are canoodling with the south node and Jupiter. And so it's going to be trine Uranus still. It's going to be close enough to trine with Uranus in a sweet little conjunction, or excuse me, a sweet little orb. And and so in doing so, we may find that it's going to be very easy to feel generous. It should be easy to share our love, to share our thoughts, to share our feelings. So it may be that instead of verbally sharing these things, we may just hug somebody a little longer. We may sit closer. We may just enjoy going a little bit more real, becoming more real with each other. And that is the gift of integrity. That's the gift of authenticity. We continue to talk about being authentic. That means moment by moment checking in. This is what I need. This is how I feel. This is what I want. And keeping those healthy boundaries. That's also going to be something that's important this week, because it could be very easy for us to go back into our old conditioned tendencies that we're trying to change. Because there's always that shadow side with Jupiter canoodling there with the south node. It may be a conditioned tendency that we do naturally where we just, speak without thinking. And maybe we can commit out of this desire for deepening our relationships and showing up in a more aware and a more generous way in our relationship, is to speak, is to pause before we speak. Yeah. The other thing that I really like about this week is that we are still having Mars in Scorpio, which is, the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And Mars is inviting us to continue to penetrate the depths of our souls and the depths of our conversation and the depths of our motivations and why we want something and that sort of thing. So it has an ability to be able to energize us, and it has an ability to be able to anchor and form strong bonds with the things that we are desiring so much. This week, I feel in particular, is truly the new year. You can wait till the following week with the New Year's Day resolutions and all of that, but I would invite you, use this week as the official new year to start to set those goals. It's time. This is the time to plant those seeds of what do you really want to embody. This is a physical embodiment, this Capricorn energy. What do I want to embody in 2020? Because I can tell you, we will never be the same. And I mentioned about the eclipse. Some of you who are watching may not be familiar with eclipses. So keep in mind that eclipses are new and full moons on steroids, basically. So this is not just any new moon, which we have every month. This is a new moon expansion. This is a new moon on multiple uh, heightened energy, especially because we've got Jupiter canoodling with the sun and the south node and the moon. So when you have Jupiter, our planet of luck and fortune and expansion, this is a perfect time to dream big, but also do it realistically. So if you're setting a goal to say, I don't know, here's the typical stereotype, but I want to lose 50 pounds. Well, is that realistic? It can be over time when it's done in a healthy way. Because remember, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is our father time. So when you're setting your goals and your intentions this week, really look at what's a realistic goal that I can actually commit to for my desire, and then how much time will it take for me to achieve this goal, and how much time can I realistically commit to doing with this goal to implement this. So for example, if you're losing the weight, can I commit to 30 minutes of exercise, and can I do it 3 days a week versus maybe every day? Whatever it is. Or maybe just be, I'm going to cut out eating bread, or I'm going to cut out, whatever, you name it. Or I'm going to add more vegetables or whatnot, right? Or maybe you take your workout to the next level and you decide you're going to add 30 minutes to your normal workout. Whatever it might be, let it be reasonable, because you don't want to get defeated before you ever get started. And that's the number one issue we have with setting goals, is that we have a tendency to set them so big without any realistic and small pieces, little habits. We need to form new habits that we just give up before we really get started. So that's what I'm going to offer this week, is that as you're setting your goals, set your intentions, be realistic, and then you let go and you let God. Let the universe just take over and say, okay, it's done. It's already, this seed has been planted in the mind of God, and I know that I can now turn my attention towards these daily habits, and I can just do these things out of my desire. That's how it's going to stick. That's the anchor point. All right, you guys, I hope that you enjoy this week. I would love to hear what happens for you. I would love to hear if you need support around building your goals and your ideas and setting up boundaries or whatever it might be that you're wrestling with right now. Just know I'm here. And again, you can find me at jamiedon.com, one2listen.com. I love connecting with you. I really hope you have a great week. Happy holidays to all of you who are observing any holiday that really means something to your heart. And I look forward to connecting with you on the new year. All right, guys, have a great week.